Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another great workout you can do in your home. The only equipment you will need is a band or a tube, a couple different strengths if you have them, and a kettlebell or a dumbbell. We're also going to do some agility work, but I'm going to show you how you can easily do it in your home without any equipment. Okay, so let's see. We're going to start with a lat pull down. So remember to come into these workouts warmed up and ready to go. 5 to 10 minutes of cardio to get your muscles warm and a little bit more elastic, blood flowing to them, ready to move and get some exercising done. Okay, so we're going to start with a lat pull, sitting on the ground. So I've got my band secured in the top of my door here with a strap. If you don't have anything like that, you can tie a knot in your TheraBand and kind of loop it through the door. You can loop it around a high banister if you've got high ceilings. There's a lot of different ways you can do this, so finding that spot in your home that works. And then I have you seated on the floor so that we can pull down versus just pulling back. So we're working these big muscles in your back, your lats. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, keep your shoulders down away from your ears, pull those bands straight towards your armpits, and think about driving your elbows towards the floor. Breathe each time. Don't let those shoulders go up as your arms go up. Control the movement both directions, especially if you have a band that may not be very strong or super challenging. One way you can make it more challenging is double up bands or wrap it around itself a couple of times. Also, just going more slowly will make those muscles work hard through the entire range of motion. Think about squeezing those shoulder blades down and together each time you drive those elbows towards the floor. And one more. Good. All right. Make sure you stand up nice and slowly. And we are going to do some squats. So if you need to stand where you can hang on to something a little bit sturdy, we're just going to do some squat pulses. So what I'm going to have you do is get down into a good squat, and we're going to stand there and just do tiny little pulses. So in order to do an effective squat, you want to have your feet spread apart just a little bit. We're going to sit back into your heels. So your hips and your knees bend. You sit your hips back like you're going to sit down into a chair. Weight is in your heels here. And now we're just going to pulse for 30 seconds. So just squeezing your glutes as you pulse up. Your hands can stay here. They can be on your legs if you'd like. You want your chest high, looking across the room. I don't want you down here like this. Your knees are staying over your ankles. Tiny little pulses here. 5 more seconds. Squeeze your glutes. All right, good. Relax. You can shake those legs out if you need to. Next, we're going to do some wood choppers. So we're going to go back to our band setup over here. I have a different band ready to go. It's a little bit lighter than the one for the lat pull. Hello, Baloo. All right, so we're going to stand sideways to the wall. I still want this higher connection here with the band. So we're going to start with your hands high, come down and chop, like you're going to chop some wood. But you're going to go straight to the opposite knee. So there's a little bit of twisting. 4, 5. A little bit of a squat here as you come down to that knee. 8, 9, and 10. Good. And now we'll turn around and go the other direction. So get your feet nice and wide. We're going to start high here. And then come down a little bit of a squat towards that opposite knee. So we're twisting high to low here. Keep breathing, keep your shoulders down, keep your chest high. As you go into that squat, your weight is in your heels. 9 and 10. All right, great. Okay, now we're going to do some kettlebell swings. If we've done these, it's been a long time, and if you don't have a kettlebell, I'm going to show you how you can do it with a dumbbell. Now, This is a little bit of an advanced move, but very doable. This is going to be, it's a big hamstring exercise, and the biggest thing is that you keep a good grip on that kettlebell. If you don't have a kettlebell, just grab a dumbbell in this same handhold. So what I want you to do is we're going to squat down, swing it back, and snap your hips forward. So let that weight swing back. You're going into a squat as you come down, not doing this. We're not bending with straight knees. We're going to come into a little bit of a squat. Straighten out, snap those hips forward, swing it up to about shoulder height. 9 and 10. Now, if you don't have a kettlebell, I've brought my dumbbell here. You can just do the same thing. So put your hands next to each other. It is a little easier to hang on to the kettlebell, but it's the same motion. You can do the same thing with a dumbbell if you have one. Or you could use a gallon jug of water would work perfectly. You add a little bit more with that, with the water sloshing. So anything that you have around the house will work in that scenario. Okay, and also if you don't have a very heavy weight or a very heavy kettlebell, do more. So you could, instead of doing 10 or 12, you could do 20 or maybe even 30. It's a good way to get your heart rate up, and it gets those hamstrings pretty effectively. Okay, next we're going to lower down to the floor. So on your back with your knees bent. And we're going to do one knee press. So I want you to raise one knee, take that same hand and press. Hold for about a 2-second count. So this is a core activation, a hip stabilizer. Give it a good push with you're pressing your knee and your hand, like you're going to push your leg away and your leg is trying to push your hand away. So we're pressing. You can control how hard you press. And also I want you to think about keeping your back flat to the ground here. Because we're only doing one knee at a time, that is much easier. When you only do one knee at a time, it requires some stabilization from the opposite side. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. Really squeeze those abs when you press those knees. One more on each side. All right, good. Now we're going to stand up for one more, so make sure you stand up slowly. Come up. Come over on your hands and knees, get one knee up, and then come up to this position so your blood pressure can regulate a little bit before you stand fully up. Okay, our last one, we're going to do some agility, and I've laid out sort of a makeshift ladder here, which you do not necessarily need to do. So I'm just going to show you what I have, and you're only really going to be able to see my feet here, but that's okay. The other thing that works really great is tile. So if you have tile in your house, you can just treat each tile and the grout like a square in the agility ladder. Now I have an agility ladder at my gym, but it's easy to make do in your own home. So we're going to do 4 different things. So first we're going to go in, out, out, in, out, out. And because I have a short one here, I'm going to go back and forth. Same foot, in, out, out. Now, once you get the feel of it and the hang of it, the goal is to pick up the speed a little bit. Now we're going to switch sides. So now I'm going to lead with my left foot. In, out, out. Left, right, left, right. And if you can, stay up on those tiptoes and pick up the speed. So the speed pickup may be, just getting up on your toes. So if you're only able to do this with flat-footed, try to get up on your toes. And then try to add a little bit more speed. So go back and forth a few times. You can do like the length of your kitchen or the, wherever you might have this type of thing. And also if you don't have tile, you can just kind of envision, you know, just making your feet come together and apart, together and apart, together and apart. Okay, once you've gone back and forth a few times with each foot, now we're going to do side stepping. So I want you to pretend that these are really high and you have to raise your knees and step all the way over with both knees. So high knee, high knee. Step into each square with both feet. And then because I have a kind of a short ladder here, I'm going to go back and forth twice. So if you don't, you know, the other thing you can do is just lay out like I've done. I've just laid out stretching straps and TheraBands here. Masking tape works great if you have a place where it would be easy to just kind of put a little space together. Any little trick would work, just to kind of give you some agility practicing. If you don't have tile, if you don't have anything like this, you can just envision working your feet in and out, out, in and out, out. And the quicker you can do it, the more agility that you're progressing on. And this is also really great for fall prevention. Okay, so go through them 1 to 2 more times, add a little cardio in between to get that heart rate up and get a good full body workout. It should add up to about an hour by the time you do all of that, and then stretch at the end. If you don't have time for all of that, then just, you know, at least go through them once, maybe twice, and then do your stretches. But no matter what, warm up for 5 or 10 minutes at the end or at the beginning, and complete these through. All right, thank you. Please let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you next time.